Welcome to my kitchen on this second week of Easter. I want to show you my olive tree here. So I brought it inside and I've decorated it with these lovely eggs, and that will stay there probably till Ascension Day. So we remember that Easter is actually a festival of 50 days. It runs from Easter Sunday to Pentecost, and during this time we kind of embed the Easter story within us. What does the resurrection mean to how we relate to God, to each other and to ourselves? And fortunately, the lectionary gives us some lovely, rich symbolic stories which we can work with and make the most of this time. So I want to do some spiritual work today, and I want to use the story of the road to Emmaus, and I have this lovely painting here by Janet Brooks. So you can see it's Easter Sunday and two friends are travelling from Jerusalem to Emmaus. And you can tell from their slumped shoulders and heavy tread, they are full of disappointment. A stranger draws alongside them and asks them why they grieve. And they explain about Jesus' death and the reports that he's risen from the dead. But when they went to the tomb that morning, they could not see him. He listens and he hears them. They get to Emmaus and they invite him in for supper. And as soon as he breaks the bread and blesses the wine, they see Jesus, and their grief turns to astounding joy. So I'd like to take that story and use it in two ways today. The first is this: if you are lucky enough to be at home locked down with children, I would like you to take Duplo, and I would like you to put blue bricks, red ones, green ones and yellow bricks on the board, and you need to make a zigzag path. And then I'd like you to take three figures, or as many figures are in your family, but you need one figure who represents Jesus. I'd like you to go to the blue bricks, and I would like you to talk about those things which this week have made you feel a bit blue, a bit sad. And then with Jesus, I want you to move to the red bricks, and I want you to talk about what's made you cross, what's made you really angry. Again, I want you to listen to each other, but not to try and sort each other out, just listen. And then you'll move to the green bricks, and you'll move to the table. And here you will share bread and wine, and you will know God's forgiveness and be reconciled with each other, which means you'll be friends again. And having taken that time with Jesus, I then hope you'll be able to move to the yellow bricks with him and share where over the next week you might find moments of joy to sustain you. So that's my first idea. One of my favourites, I have to say. This works well with Duplo, Lego, or anybody else that you've got to, anything else you've got to build. If you aren't blessed with children, then I would like you to get a plate. I would like you to put bread and wine on the plate. And then I'd like you to get some stones. If you haven't got stones, buttons would do, or counters from Cluedo, anything by which you might build a trail. Prayers. And then I want you to build a path towards the bread and wine. And it doesn't have to necessarily go in a straight line. My life doesn't go in a straight line. It sort of takes many wiggles and turns. But eventually it will lead to the bread and wine. Right, we're going to use this path in which to do some spiritual work. So we'll start with a wonderful prayer from David Adams. Lord, you are present help in times of trouble. Come, revive, redeem, restore. In our darkness come as light, in our sadness come as joy. In our troubles come as peace, in our weakness come as strength. Come, Lord, to our aid. Amen. Now, each stone represents a concern that you have, and I want you to start off, and I want you to take hold of the first stone and hold it in your hand. And this represents all the things that you are disappointed with this week. Tonight we've heard that we're going to be locked down for another 3 weeks, and that's hard. So I want you to talk to Jesus about how hard you might find that. Don't try and rationalise it or sort it out. Just tell him how you feel. And then you'll move on to the next stone, and you might talk about somebody who you are concerned about. That might be your family or your friends. Tell Jesus how it is. And then you're going to move through the stones, and each time you're going to speak to him about how you feel. And I want you to really lament and tell him you're fed up. I'm fed up sometimes. You'll get halfway through, and that's a good thing. And then you'll pause and we'll say this wonderful circling prayer by David Adam. He's a lovely man, Celtic spirituality. Look him up on the internet. Circle me, O God, keep peace within, keep turmoil out. Circle me, O God, keep calm within, keep storms without. Circle me, O God, keep strength within, keep fear without. Then you'll journey towards communion, and as you journey towards communion, your prayers will expand and take in national issues, and then world issues, and then concerns for our planet. I want you to get to the bread of wine. I want you to look at the bread. This is the body of Christ given for you. And then we say the words, I accept who I am, part of the risen body of Christ. Amen. And then you'll break off a small bit of bread, and then you'll eat it. And then I want you to take the glass of wine and to acknowledge that you are forgiven through Jesus' sacrifice, and that you are reconciled through the blood of the new covenant, and give thanks. Amen.